Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, I'm gonna be changing out the TPMS sensors on my GX470. And you could pretty much do this for any vehicle actually, but I wanna do a little redneck DIY bead breaking on the tire. So I've got my spare tire on the GX out right here. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna pop this bead or break this bead so that way I could drop the bead down so I can access that sensor, swap it out with a new one, program it, and then pop the bead back in with some air. So on today's video, we'll go over that redneck way using my lift. So right here, I've got my spare tire on my GX470. I'm gonna have to end up doing it for all the tires, but I wanted to start with this one because it's the easiest. So what we want to do is we want to drop the bead on here into the drop center of the wheel. So every wheel has a drop center where the bead or the edge of the thing that seals to the lip and the rim can drop down, and that's how they change the tire and stretch it to get out. Once you drop it down, when there's no air in here, you can pretty much push the tire down with a little bit of pressure or a pry bar so you could access the sensor hole, unscrew that, pop it out, and put it back in. And the reason why I'm DIYing this is because I don't need to go to the tire shop right now. All of my tires on here are pretty much brand new, so I don't want to go and pay them actually to drop it and redo it again to put the new sensors on. So I'm going to try to do it myself just because it's easier for me to do it at home. I've got access to a lift where I could lift this up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it under that arm, lower the vehicle onto it with a 2x4 over here so it can actually drop it down and then break the bead. Once you break the bead, the rest of it can drop down pretty easily. You just need to do the initial break. If you guys don't have access to a lift like I do at home, I've seen some other redneck videos where people they put it under the side where the jack point is with a 2x4 and then just lowered their vehicle down onto it, and it was enough weight to do it. I've done something like that before using my brake caliper on one of my other wheels, but this time I'm gonna use the lift. It should be pretty quick. So before you start, what you wanna do is take the valve core out of here. So I got a valve core remover right here. Spin that thing out and let all the air out of this thing using the valve core remover. You can go ahead and just step on it, kind of loosen it from the edge a little bit. It's not going to break the bead, but it'll just loosen it from the edge. I'll leave the core out right now because we want to be able to let the air out once we actually break the bead. So next thing I want to do is I've got the car jacked up right now on the lift. I'm going to get a 2x4 block just to put it as a cushion, kind of put it right there, line it up. Don't get it too close to the rim. We want it just on the tire itself. You want to keep it off to the side, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock versus the valve. You don't want to damage the valve even though we're changing it out. We want to just break it right there. So I'm going to line it up right there. I'm just going to lower the lift onto that now. So right now it's not popped yet. You would hear a pop. I'm going to lift it back up. I'm going to turn it a little bit so I can get another spot on here. The next thing I'm going to try, I put a pry bar kind of right into there because that pry bar is going to help push that bead in so it can break right into there. Let's see how this works. This is a bit suspect right here. So I think that actually worked. Yep, that actually got right into there, right below that drop speed. So now we just go ahead and just go all the way around and drop the tire into that bead, and then we can pry that side down and get the actual sensor out. So you're gonna do is just take the pry bar, go back around this way. Yep. Once you get below there, and then you have access to the sensor right now, and we can get it right there. Perfect. So the sensor is an odd 11mm size. So you just go ahead and get the socket in there and just start unscrewing it. On the back side, you want to hold onto the sensor so it doesn't drop down. Just pry this thing right to the drop center. Might need 2 hands for this. Bam, there you go. Take the washer out and got it out. So we'll go ahead and put the new one in and air this thing back up. So here's the OEM Pacific sensor right here. This thing is sold as a Denso replacement for most Toyotas and Hondas from the mid 2000s. And pretty much all the Toyotas use the exact same ones from the mid 2000s. These things are only like 35 or 36 bucks on Amazon or Rock Auto. So they're really cheap. They don't have a serviceable battery. I have a video from like 4 or 5 years ago where I took one apart just to see what was inside, and it had a $15 or $20 battery already. And then the pain to disassemble it, and then you have to repot it or reseal it with this potting mixture, that white stuff that's underneath there. And it wasn't worth the hassle of trying to replace the battery. Even though it makes sense, it's not serviceable and there's no reliability guarantee on that one. So replacing them for 35 bucks each is a much better deal. And I always go with the Denso Pacifics because all these other aftermarket ones, you just don't know their reliability or the batteries on them. They do have them for about the same price as the OEM one, so I just go with the OEM one. All right, so I got my new replacement Pacific sensor here. This is a Denso replacement for Toyotas. It's an OEM replacement sold by Denso at half the cost or more than half the cost of buying it from the dealer. I think these are 35 or 36 bucks from Amazon or from Rock Auto. I'll leave a link down in the description if you need it for your Toyota. But for our case, what we're gonna do here, we're right here on the side with that drop center where the sensor goes. So what you're gonna do is just step on it like we took it out earlier, kind of squeeze it through. Get it down into there. I left the cap on here just in case. Slide it on up. Once we're in there, it comes with a new nut and washer. We'll go get these into there. Go ahead and put the washer on. Remove the valve cap that I left on there to protect the edge. Then just screw this thing on, make sure the rubber and everything on the bottom is set. And then this thing gets tightened down to about 35 inch-pounds, which is really just a couple foot-pounds. Yeah, you want to go there, let this thing go over, and then it should just slip right past this bead there. Want to move it so it slips past that bead, so when we fill it up it just pops. Found a 11mm, very uncommon socket, especially a deep socket one, so we'll go ahead and just put it on here and just tighten it down. Again, not too tight, just 11 or 35 inch-pounds. All right, that's good. So what you want to do is take the valve core out as you fill this thing back up so we can pop that bead. Then one thing about the sensors too is if you're getting a sensor, make sure you write down all the codes off of them before you install them in the wheel. That's probably something that goes unsaid, but you need those codes off of each sensor to program the computer so it reads all these things. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to spray some water all around the edge of this so I can get it wet in case I need it to pop. So we'll go ahead and just spray all around the bead to get it wet, and then I'm going to pop. I took the valve core out. Usually you would put something on here and actually clip it on there, but I don't, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop it, or I'm going to go ahead and fill it like this, and hopefully it moves air fast enough to pop it. So just get ready for the pop when this thing seats. Okay, right there. All right, tighten it down, check your pressure, set it to 35 or 36 PSI, whatever this thing needs. Hey guys, thanks for joining me all the way to the end of this quick DIY on breaking that bead and changing that sensor. As you can see, this is a little bit redneck, but not as redneck as it should be, just because I have a lift and I'm using a lift to do this. If you guys were doing it really redneck, it'd be using the weight of the vehicle, hammering it down, or just dropping the weight onto here just to break it. We were able to get that sensor changed out. I wiped this thing down, cleaned it a little bit from years of just sitting underneath the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and just put it back up. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of the wheels off camera. But I want to thank you guys for joining me on this video. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on bell notifications, get notified every time I upload a video for all these different projects. If I can do it, you guys can do it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.